Good evening. We are live for the second part of the Spring Hill Jacks. This is the opening story in the Streets of Shadow. We have our wonderful players here. Are you going to introduce yourselves, or should we just get straight into it? Straight into it.
Straight into it.
Straight into it. It is okay.
What? Just because Becky didn't want to?
So last time, it was a couple of weeks ago. Last time, you'd been hired to do a job, recovering a cane for Sir Richard Albertson. You'd started your investigations, and you'd come up with two options for a plan. Which one are you going to choose?
I was coming to the realization that maybe staking them at the market would be less risky, although it will require a little bit of running because, of course, they'll try to flee, but being a public space, they won't maybe attack us directly. So
No, I think it's less risky because there's the real possibility. There's less chance of success. And in as much as you say, there's probably less chance they'll attack us, and in a crowded area, there's more chance of them getting away and just hiding in the crowd. I think we have more chance of catching them in the act. You know, setting one of us up as bait for an attack, but that's the higher risk.
But they don't know we're onto them yet. So what if rather than try to apprehend them, we just follow them from the market?
might work.
Just learn, you know. We don't have to go in all guns blazing. Sorry, I should Cornish accent. So I don't know if we should be going in guns first. Oh no, practice that. Oh no, I've gone Irish. Oh fuck. Sorry, feck.
I don't hear anything like that unless I go across the border into England.
Right, you are.
Not even been 3 minutes. I do agree, though. There's far too many logistical variables with a big chase. There's all sorts of people and things around here that could get in our way, or theirs. Hazards,
right.
What have you.
Instead of chasing, let's just walk.
And for anyone watching at home, let's play the new game of how many English accents and variants will Becky get through in her desire to stay Cornish.
According to Phil, none, because he insists Cornish isn't an English accent.
No, but you may use dialects from roundabout.
That's true.
Very true. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to go to the market and follow him.
Yeah, I think the market is the most viable.
I'm going to be a street sweeper with my broom.
I wonder if I'll be able to use any of my newspaper coupons today. I think, and he takes out a pocket watch and checks the date. Oh, actually, yes, I will. Yes, and he starts thinking of stuff in his head that he normally gets around this time of the week at a very specific time at the markets when they're the cheapest. Because even though he's fairly well off, he is a cheapskate,
and that's why, evidently.
Yeah.
Okay, so is everybody going to the market then to stake out this stall?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we may as well go as a group.
Okay, so it's quite a crowded market. It's quite busy. There's several stalls. It's sort of like one each side of the street, and just the main thoroughfare up and down the middle of the street. The pavements behind the stalls tend to be loaded with packing crates and stock, so everyone tends to walk in the road. We've only access in between the stalls to the buildings, but it is quite busy. The road is actually quite busy with people. Are you talking to the store holder at all before you actually set this up, or are you just going to do it incognito?
I don't think we should on the basis in case we accidentally tip our hand.
Okay.
If we want to keep this, if we want to keep ourselves off the radar with these people, then maybe not speaking to them, at least not at first. I mean, if this guy shows up, we can watch the interaction between him and the stall owner. And if we think something more than just selling veg is up, then we might want to talk to him afterwards. But I don't think
I
we should
already
before.
spoke to him though.
Yeah, you did already
That's why
speak
we
to him.
got to know about him.
That's why you knew it was a orc coachman.
Yeah, so I would refrain of tipping him off about what we are going to do. And in fact, I'll try to stay a little bit out of the way of the store so that maybe I can see him coming without the store owner seeing me sticking out or whatever.
Is it just the one big stall then? Are there not like other merchants around?
There are lots of other merchants up and down the street. The whole street is full of stalls.
Okay.
But it's this one particular fruit and veg stall that he's been buying these mushrooms from.
In that case,
it's somewhere in the middle of the street.
Yeah, I'll probably start, getting my usual stuff and fishing out my coupons out of my very well organized wallet and head on up near-ish, not too close, and just start, doing some basic haggling and things on, I don't know, a turnip or what have you. But I think if the person looks what I would say to be, an upstanding citizen, then I might whisper and ask if so-and-so selling, vegetables, ask sort of basic questions about him, like, does he come here often, or what are his movements, or any regulars, that kind of thing.
Are you asking other stalls about the stall you're interested in, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, sure thing. Okay.
Just for the removal of all doubt, I want to be nowhere near Lawrence when he starts asking people, do they come here often? Just in case it's misconstrued.
In what way? I'm asking questions about a possible delinquent.
Do you come here often?
I think several people, even the majority of people, could possibly be delinquent to Lawrence.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can roll wits and let me see, charm or presence. Charm, I mean, sorry. Charm, presence, or wits and let me see what we've got. Perception. Up to you which one you roll for that as you ask these questions.
Yeah, I'll go for perception. Definitely wits and perception. I can't remember if I've added these up or not. I don't think so. No. And okay, do I have to add any black dice?
Let me see a second.
I'm too good, I ask you.
No, you do not. He's a fairly friendly storekeeper. He's sort of typical London sort of bar boy, chatting away and shouting out his goods, and he's quite willing to pass the time of day with somebody.
Ones and sixes.
Ones and sixes. That's what you're looking for.
I've rolled 7 dice and I have had 1 success.
Okay, so he's actually quite busy. You're trying to ask him questions as he's trying to serve other people. So you just get sort of like it's very short, trite answers. Yes, no's. I don't know. I've not been looking. I'm too busy, sort of thing. You generally you see you. What sort of question? What is there any specific question you want to ask it to get an answer from?
Specifically, has he seen him serve an orc with a coachman outfit? And if so, which way does he go once the transaction's completed?
What? Just is this someone else's store? What do you think I'm? I don't know.
Yeah, but you're nearly opposite him. You must see something. You can't look elsewhere very much.
Yes, he comes every couple of days from that direction. Goes back the same way. Oh yes, sorry. Oh yes, pears, lovely. And he starts serving.
He never used to be this popular.
Well, he's competition. I've got to keep a bit of an eye on the competition. So this guy.
So you never look over there.
Well, yes, I know. I am busy, but if someone keeps coming back, you've got to wonder why they're going to him, not me. But all this guy buys is fucking mushrooms.
Is that all of his clients?
No, just this one. He sells quite a lot of fruit and veg, but this guy just buys mushrooms.
I can't hear what you're saying.
Well, you know,
I don't have those type of mushrooms either. They come from a particular farm in Cornwall.
A farm from where? Cornwall.
Cornwall.
As in a wall of corn. This is a very long drawn out blooper.
Yeah, I don't have them, so he doesn't come here. But every couple of days, he'll be back again today, probably.
Do you know roughly what time?
No, I don't. Sorry, no. I haven't got a watch.
Yeah, I know.
I thought everybody here owned watches.
No,
like man's hat. You never go out without one.
No, very few people have watches. What's wrong with you, man?
In fact, I will be, and he's completely unfazed by this. He just assumes that everyone owns a watch. I will be very generous. He starts leafing through. I will give you this coupon, 10% off at such and such watchmakers. Although it does expire in 2 days, so you have to be quick.
Oh, okay. I just got to learn to tell the time.
Oh, that will come naturally. I'm sure.
I like the idea of a store owner who can't tell the time. He sets up when he sees everyone else is setting up, and then he stops selling when he sees other people stopping.
Well, that explains why he doesn't know what time the York comes along. He doesn't know.
Everybody goes by the church bells in the area.
Mm.
Ah, well, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, are you done? I've got another customer wanting carrots.
I take the hint, but I'll be back when the produce is a little fresher.
What? After I've given all that help, you insult my goods.
And yeah, I kind of mill around a bit further again, not too close.
Yeah, and you might see someone wandering by pretending to sweep up.
Mm-hmm. I try not to give them eye contact or roll my eyes at them.
So Nathanial and Archibald, where are you two? Are you standing back a bit?
Well, no, I mean similarly, sort of walking around the stalls in the immediate area of this the mushroom cellar. I don't want to be standing in one place at one time because that will look incredibly conspicuous.
Okay, so as you're all milling about in the street and trying to keep an eye out, you can all roll me wits and perception with 3 black die.
Oh, fuck. Wits and perception.
Remember, you're looking for 1s and 6s. 6s will explode on your normal die. Just 6s on your black die. They do not explode.
Okay, so I got a 1 on the black die, a 6
Mm-hmm.
on the others. Okay, 1 and 1.
But your 6 will explode, so you can re-roll that.
Yeah, I rerolled that,
Okay.
and
You
nothing
just got
happened.
one. You got none.
I got two
None
and
for
a
me.
one.
Sorry, you got a
2 and then a 1 on the blacks.
2 and 1. So you got 1 success.
Yeah.
Ronnie?
0 for me.
Becky?
0.
0. Okay.
Wow, we're rolling really well tonight.
Yes, good start. Good start. So yeah, you're wandering around, and you're concentrating, looking at the stall.
I'm putting all the sound.
And Mrs. Roscar, you're wandering up the street, trying to keep an eye on the stall as you're brushing, sweeping up the refuse, drop refuse from the road, and all of a sudden you bump into what you first off you assume is a wall or a horse. It's that big and solid, and as you look up, you see an ogre in a large. I keep saying ogre, an orc in a large coaching cloak and a tall top hat, and he's got a big jaw and a bushy beard, and his fangs are pointing up. And he looks down at you and said, "Watch where you're going.
Mind where you're going, you clumsy oaf."
Don't you clumsy with me, you bloody... I don't know what you are. What are you?
Cornish.
Clearly, I'm a road sweeper.
Bloody road sweeper.
What's a good profession, I'll have you know, so I assume.
Well, get out of my way. I'm on particular business.
What kind of particular business could be more important than the business I am already doing right here in this place?
Well, if there weren't people turning up to shop here, you wouldn't have a job, would you? So I'm
Yes,
keeping
I
you in
would.
employment.
It's as a roads, you know.
Oh, out of my way. I haven't got time.
No,
And he'll push past and go over to the veg stall and start talking to the guy. He's a big. He's got a couple. What was that?
Was that a cat?
Yes,
Zoomies!
exactly.
And
Okay.
this orc he had a couple, even 3 or 4 feet on you height wise. He's big shoulders.
yeah, but I know my broom is actually a shotgun.
You do know your broom's actually a shotgun, yeah. With insane amounts of dice stuffed in the barrel.
So I was perfectly happy to have a go, seeing as he was having a go. But no, the problem is that the moment he bumped into me, he'd recognise me, so, or would be able to in future. So, yeah, ho ho.
The next person that sees him is Lawrence. You just you turn around and you see him standing at the stall. Nathan and Archibald, you're sort of oblivious to him at the moment. You've not spotted him.
Oh, yes. Oh, those carrots look. Oh, that's a nice pair.
I don't know. We can try to hold a conversation.
Thinkety.
When he leaves the stall, I'm going to try and position myself in front of him.
Okay, you see he's haggling with the guy behind the stall, and he shoves his great hand in his pocket and he pulls out a load of notes and passes them over and takes a bag from the stall holder.
You know, like,
Yep, still wandering stall to
Okay.
stall.
He turns and he'll glance around him as he turns.
is broken among us?
2. Oh, very well. Okay. He didn't do very well either. So he glances around at people, and as he walks past Mrs. Roscar again, he sort of like
You're off my road.
He glares at you.
Oh,
He even stops in front of you and fishes his hand in his pocket and pulls out a load of like little bits of paper and tissue and stuff and just throws it on the floor and walks away.
Well, in that case, I shall pick up one piece of paper and march after him.
And he's moving through the crowd quite quickly, and you can see at the end of the road there's a coach waiting, and he's heading directly for this coach.
Right. Time for me to do something athletic then. Oh, right. Okay. Yes. All right. When he's getting into the coach, I imagine that coach is gonna rock a bit, isn't it?
Yes, but he's going to climb up on top. He's not going to get in it.
Ah. Okay. Well, in that case, whilst he's doing that and the coach is all being jiggled around, I'm going to try and find go around the back of it and look for some kind of rail or something I can hold on to. Like, is there like a footplate
Yep.
even?
There's like
hide on the back.
A rack for bags and things at the back. Yes.
Yes.
I'll go on that, and I'll time that as he's getting on board.
Lawrence, you've actually seen all this taking place. You've seen Mrs. Roscar chase after him, and this is when Nathanial and Archibald also see this happening and see the back of this large orc disappearing up the street.
Quick question: when the orc, passed all those notes over to the store dude, are they still there in full view? Has he like secreted them on his person or under the table, sort of thing?
He's standing there quite proudly counting at the moment.
I'm following you.
Counting the. Oh, as in their banknotes, not like handwritten. Oh, right. Okay, I misunderstood you. Okay.
Is that great big on the floor?
Those great big sheet size pounds and farmers.
Yeah.
No, he's just rubbish. He's thrown on the floor. Just.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I've picked up one piece of it anyway.
Yeah.
I'm heading towards the coach, and if Archibald hasn't seen, I sort of.
Yeah, I was starting to head in that general direction, although I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so he reaches the coach and he starts to climb up onto it because obviously he's the driver. And it's like a 2-horse coach. It's quite big for inside London, but it's quite a decent sized coach. And he sort of like starts settling himself down in the seat, and he picks up the whip. So are you jumping into the rack at the back, Becky?
Mm-hmm.
What's Lawrence, Archibald, and Nathaniel doing? Sorry.
Well,
yeah, I was hoping that Nathaniel's coach was close by, so
I assume it is.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah, you can have it parked down the street a little bit.
Yeah,
not the street full up with people down the street. So you can rush to that one, and you can see
the Natmobile.
I think only one thing that Lawrence would do first, whether you drive off without him or not, is entirely up to you. But because of how he is going to try and find a bobby, if there is one in the near vicinity, to basically just knock.
Okay.
Because he realizes, it's not exactly the best idea to confront him himself, but at the same time, he can't just let this slide because it's happened. And
as I get to the coach, as I get to my coach, I will tap the driver, and I will tell him quite specifically to follow the Cornish lady on the back of that carriage. The reason being, most carriages have a kind of similar look, and it might be difficult to if we get into a place with a lot of carriages, to pick one out of the mass. But I'm pretty sure there's only going to be one of them with a Cornish woman hanging off the back of it.
Unless she's got a sister.
Unless she's got a sister somewhere.
Yeah, you're probably right about that.
Follow the Cornish woman with the shotgun-shaped broom.
A broom-shaped shotgun.
Blankets wrapped around a broom handle.
Okay, so Lawrence, you do happen to spot a bobby on his beat. walking up the road. He's strolling up the road, hands behind his back, looking side to side. He's a tall 6 foot guy with moustaches and all done out in his dark blue uniform.
Yeah.
How do you approach him? What are you going to say to him?
Well, I'm going to introduce myself and flash my warrant card to show that I'm the king of the snitchers. And I wish to report an illegal transaction of illicit drugs happening at the market down there.
Illicit drugs? What sort of stuff they're
They are well, they're mushrooms, but they, from what I have heard from victims, they cause hallucinations and delirium.
Are you sure it's not? You sure it's mushrooms?
Well, that's what they look like, but the seller he was quite happy from the amount of money he got.
It's not opium or anything like that. It's
I wouldn't know. I don't partake in that sort of thing.
which stall is it? I'll go and investigate.
Yeah, I just point it out.
Yeah. Okay, he starts wandering over there.
Thank you, officer. And then I toddle off to try and find the coach, and again, if it's there or not.
Have you waited for Lawrence?
There's a part of me that really doesn't want to, not out of not because of Lawrence, but because I've got a feeling. I have a feeling this orc coachman isn't going to wait for Lawrence to get near enough to the coach before he speeds off.
Yeah, exactly.
And our priority is follow the coach. So
it's always my coach that Lawrence could follow one day.
There is that. There is that.
If you can drive a horse and cart,
Lawrence? That is a good point.
This could be entertaining.
Right, the upshot is if the orc has delayed enough that Lawrence's conversation with the Bobby has now completed and he can get onto our coach, then fair enough, we're there to get him. But if the orc has left before then we're following the orc.
Okay, so the orc driver climbs up on top of the coach, and he sort of just settles in just as Miss Roscar is jumping onto the luggage rack at the back. So there's a bit of wobbling still going on. So he's not noticed that you're there, and Miss Roscar definitely, and then even Nathanial and Archibald hears it a little bit. There's that crack of the whip as he starts these horses off. He's not going to be hanging around. He's going to be moving quite quickly, you think, and he's off down the road.
Yeah.
Before you see Lawrence come into view.
At this point, I sort of, my head out the window. Lawrence, dear boy, would you get a move on?
I'm going as fast as my. Oh no! My mother told me never to say that. And I'm trying to catch up, but obviously I'm a bit short. You'll thank me later. I can try and take you around.
Okay, so you have to dodge through the crowd to get there fast. So could you roll me dexterity and a dodge roll, please, with 3 black dice?
Who?
You,
Lawrence.
Oh, me.
You're the one. You're the one trying to dodge through the crowd to get a coach.
What was it again? Sorry. Can you repeat that then? Sorry.
Sorry. You want a dexterity dodge.
Dexterity dodge.
With 3 black dice.
Right. So what happens if I have nothing in either of those?
You must have something in dexterity, don't you? Nothing in dexterity?
No, 0.
Okay, it's an automatic fail then. You start running off through the crowd, and you're dodging as much as you can around people. You keep losing sight because you're quite short, aren't you? So
yes, I'm a dwarf.
You keep losing sight of the and at one stage you think you're nearly there, but some road sweepers just left a pile of crap just piled up in the road, and you trip over it. He's just not finished sweeping it up or picking it up. It's just piled up.
Yes, exactly, Giorgio. Height shaming. My special ability is little legs. Movement
not-
speed half but rounded up.
It's not height shaming. It's merely highlighting the differently tall.
Well, there's a lot of different types of people here, so you are constantly losing sight of them because of a height difference. It's more descriptive than height shaming.
Yeah.
Not being dwarfish or anything.
No, I know. Well, luckily I have direction sense, so I'm not too bothered if I lose them a little bit, because hopefully
But
I
you-
at least know my way around to try and catch them up.
You trip over this pile of crap that someone didn't finish sweeping up, and you just fall down on your hands and knees a bit. But by the time you come up again, that Nathan and Archibald have already started off on the, and the only thing you can see apart from behind where they were parked is Miss Roscar's horse and cart.
Yeah, I can't drive a coach according to my sheet. I think I have a driver, or I just get a handsome cab every day to work or walk, what have you. I take a mini train to the big train. I don't know. Yeah, so
Do you want to try and call Hanson then?
I mean, yeah, I think that'll be quicker.
Follow that cab.
Okay, so you can call a Hanson and one pulls up relatively quickly, and you describe Nathan's carriage as he's sort of disappearing around the corner end of the street, and he too sort of whips the horse to get it going, and you bounce off down the road on the cobbles, and it's quite a rough ride at that sort of speed.
No, that way's quicker. Very much a backseat driver.
Follow the damn cart.
Well, that's a Hanson, so it'd be front seat because the driver's behind you.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Front seat driver. So yes, so you follow off. Nathan, how close to the carriage in front of you are you getting?
Close enough to keep it in view. I don't want to go too close, because if we spook this guy, we're gonna lose him, which places Mrs. Roscar in possible danger, and we lose our only lead.
It is quite a ride for Mrs. Roscar because he's going quite quickly. He does slow down a bit for junctions and corners, but he soon speeds up again on the straights. You get the impression that he's just used to driving this way. It's just the sort of person he probably is. But after a while, after a few streets and a few interchanges and junctions, it opens up. You see a sign pass you by. As it opens up into a square, and the sign reads Spittle Square, and he starts slowing down to make a turn into a actual place.
I know Spitalsfield Market's there,
and he makes a turn into a larger house, he's the alleyway between the house and the wall and the next house. It almost like he's going into the backyard, into like a stable type area. Are you staying on the coach, or are you going to jump?
Oh yeah,
you can stay on the coach. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna unwrap my shotgun.
This is a large 3-story building, a big townhouse, quite well to do. As you walk around the back, there's some washing out on the lines. You can see a series of outhouses. There's a maid doing some mangling of some clothes, and there's a small set of stables and a shed for the coach.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls up in the backyard behind this house, and there's obviously the servants' area and kitchens at the back on the ground floor, and the cart wobbles more as he climbs down.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do?
First of all, I'm going to wait just to see if he opens the carriage, because I didn't check if anyone was inside or not at any point. And then I'll give it just a moment just to see if he's going to come round for the luggage. don't know if he is. So I'll
Well,
give him just a moment.
there's no luggage on the rack, just you at the moment.
Oh, okay.
You are the luggage.
So I shall say.
And he stops halfway across the yard. He stops and turns. He's not opened up the carriage at all. And he looks, and he sort of wanders around the back and looks around the back again. And goes, "What the hell are you doing on that coach?"
So I'm sat with my shotgun, and I get his rubbish and I drop it on the floor.
Oh God!
He sat there with a shotgun.
Yes, and then I point the shotgun at his face. I think me and you need a little bit of a talk.
Well, you're a very strange road sweeper.
Well, that is because I'm clearly, intellectually, a little bit ahead of you, aren't I?
That's because you're Cornish.
Clearly, isn't it obvious from my voice?
Oh my God.
We're going to have a little bit of a chat about your criminal enterprise.
What criminal enterprise? What are you talking about?
Well, why don't you empty out your pockets, get your mushrooms out, and let's talk about the clouds of gas that you make.
And that's not a euphemism.
No, it's not even curry night.
He's not carrying them.
Not even curry night.
Maybe. I hope.
I'm well aware of who you are and what you do, and my organisation knows all about your operation, but there's one little detail that we would like to learn, and that is why I am here today.
And he does start emptying his pockets out, and he pulls out this big club from obviously a extended pocket in his coat, and it's a huge long wooden club. He drops on the floor. It clangs onto the cobblestones, and the maid sort of like gasps at your shotgun and runs inside the house. And he pulls out a few other things from his coat, and then finally this big bag, paper bag he's carrying.
I'll take those. Now,
You're lucky you came armed.
well, not stupid, am I? I'm ahead of you. We established that. Now, we've got to have a little conversation about what you do with your stolen goods.
And the okay, let me just.
Technically, he paid for them.
Are we seeing all this?
I'm not talking about the mushrooms, but I'm guessing the other two will be on shortly.
So it'll be a Dex. Okay, so he's going to make a bit of a roll here. Could you roll me? If you're gonna, what would you do if you made a move? Would you shoot?
I'd blow his kneecaps off.
Okay, so if you roll me a dexterity firearms, he's going to make a roll. You want three black dice.
Am I adding all of my shotgun master, expert, and all that kind of stuff?
Oh shit! I forgot about that. Yeah.
Okay.
One thing she can do.
Okay, so that's the bad dice. That's one off. I get to roll two,
Right.
three.
Given everything, given all the bonuses that Becky has, are we simply rolling to see just how much damage she does to the leg?
Yeah.
I'll roll the 15 dice. I've got 15 d6 out just in
And
case
deafen
this came up.
everyone with headphones on, babe.
He's made a two. He's made a 2 success on this.
Oh, bloody.
Thank you very much for the insight on your dice rolling, Becky.
I got 5 successes.
You re-rolling any sixes?
I didn't, sadly.
Oh, okay. So you're only beaten by 3 then.
Yeah.
But what happens is, just as you think he's start moving, for somehow, and this is quite a surprise to you, he just leaps, just sort of like without any sort of almost bending of knees or anything. He just leaps up into the air, like he's going to jump over you and over the carriage.
Ah.
Quite a extraordinary feat. Because he just 1 minute he's just standing, the next minute he's in the air. But as he lifts off, you fire the shotgun. But because he's moving up, obviously you catch him lower down. You actually catch his foot and his feet. It's a similar sort of effect of catching his knee, but and but the force of the shotgun stops his trajectory and he heads into the carriage. He crashes into the side of the carriage, doing a lot of damage to the carriage, and falls onto the floor.
Now, I hadn't finished talking to you, I say.
And there's a lot of mechanical bits that sort of seem to fall out of his shoes.
Oh, I assumed that was a spell. I didn't realise he had sprung boots.
I'm going to do my
Going literal with a spring heel jack.
This time I'll push the shotgun to the back of his neck as he's laying there on the floor. We hadn't finished our conversation.
And as you say that, you hear a female voice behind you saying, would you mind telling me what's going on out here?
We're just talking to this here gentleman. Pleasant conversation, you understand. Hasn't turned violent yet.
Hasn't turned violent. She says,
I think we have to have a discussion over the definition of having turned violent.
I didn't intend to kill him. That's the definition.
She says, Thaddeus, what are you doing down there? Get up. And at this point, this is when Archibald and Nathan, you turn up outside, just as you hear this shotgun go off.
Oh, I do believe Miss Roscar has given us the universal signal for something's afoot.
People in distress, other people in distress.
I am fitting my brass knuckles.
Okay. And are you going to run around the back of the house to the courtyard as well?
Yes, we need to be exactly where Mrs. Roscar is.
And as you rush around, as you start rushing down the alleyway to run to the back of this house, that's when Lawrence turns up, and you can see them just running out of view around the side of this house.
I told you going left would have been quicker.
I knew we should have taken that left turn at Albuquerque Road.
And as the three of you arrive in the courtyard, you see the horse and carriage standing there. You see this big orc lying on the ground with a shotgun at the back of his head, being held by Mrs. Roscar again, and a very well dressed human woman standing there with her hands on her hips, talking to the pair of them.
You made short work of him.
This here loaf of meat is about to tell me what he does with his stolen goods.
Stolen goods, you say? Ooh.
You're muted, Phil.
Oh, how do you know he's stealing anything, she says?
I know an awful lot of stuff. Let's not get into details now, except the ones you're giving me. Owing to the fact that I have a bloody shotgun.
She says, yes, I see you have a shotgun, and you've probably alerted every policeman within 5 or 6 streets in every direction that someone's firing a shotgun.
As
a place like this, I imagine that's normal.
I'm going to get my warrant card out again and say to her quite bullishly, "We are the police, madam."
As a head in, saying that, I heard a shotgun blast, and I did hear sounds of discomfort. My associate here is a doctor. Would he be able to aid in any way?
Yeah, sure. Dr. MacCormick at your service.
Okay, so you're going to do some medicine on the unfortunate shotgun victim?
Yeah, I'll try and have a look if
Probably not going to be.
Is
it's
this a
just
very...
mechanicals on the floor or whatever.
Yes, so he has been hit. Obviously, his feet have been shot. So what do we got? Is there a light perception worth throwing? Is there a medical? There's not a medical roll, is there?
I got science psychology though,
Oh.
4. So
Yeah,
I
the
can
medical-
tell you if it is in obvious distress, but
Okay.
I don't need a roll for that.
No, you don't need a roll for that. No, he's been shot.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, you can see if you can do something. So, what's your medical? What's your science roll again? Is that intelligence? No. Wits.
I do believe it is. It was
Wits.
given by my alienist vocation.
If you just want to roll me a wits with no
Just
background.
wits.
Wits, yeah, because there's no. You've got no sort of first aid or anything, have you?
Okay, just a 6?
Just a 6.
Just a
Okay.
6, yes.
So you pull off his boots, and you can sort of like see his feet have been damaged, but surprisingly not too badly because these boots, quite a lot of it is metal, and as you put them off, Lawrence notices all these bits, cogs and springs are all falling out of these boots. Obviously, a very intricate mechanism that Miss Roscar has blown apart.
Mm-hmm.
With the
I'll
shotgun.
try and chuck them, throw them away in the general direction of Lawrence. See if actually any damage was done to the leg, other than the.
I don't know why you're passing these to me. They're far too big for me.
Yeah, some damage has been done to the leg. Yes, he has. But his feet and legs have been damaged, but slightly, not as bad as possibly would have been if these boots weren't metal.
Yeah, red lad.
Okay. I'll maybe get an handkerchief out of my pockets and just tie it to stop the bleeding a little bit, not having anything else to
Okay.
manage the wound with.
So this woman at the door of the house, she calls a couple of people out to help the orc up and inside. She says, "I think you'd all better get inside before the police turn up. I assume you can explain what's happening while you're shooting my people."
Oh, so you do admit that you are affiliated with this orc?
This gangster.
He's my coachman.
No,
Fuck.
it's not really. That's all a ruse.
Oh no.
Well, step on the ladder.
It's
Well,
either one of two things.
I wouldn't mind a small brandy.
Yes, I did it.
Oh, you would really give you drinks as well.
Well, of course.
Well, either that or we could keep making a lot of noise and then the police turn up.
I'll go to the.
I mean,
Oh, okay, inside.
Myself and my associate did help save your coachman.
And I don't think you want the police turning up, or at least any more than you've already got, on account of all the stolen goods you're harbouring.
Well, that is actually quite true, I suppose. Okay, inside we'll have to negotiate what's going on here. What sort of what? And as she getting inside, she said, "What gang are you? Are we intruders on your territory or something?"
Well, we represent a private interest who you have wronged.
Yeah,
In what-
it's going to be a
way?
little more complicated than that.
What have we?
So-
Who have we wronged?
You have taken things you should not have taken. That didn't sound Cornish at all.
That is sort of our job.
Yeah.
What's to not sound Cornish?
No.
So, why don't we have a peruse of all the things you've taken lately? That is not sounding Cornish, even less Cornish than before. It's just getting further and further afield.
I told you at the start. I told you, the people watching. Let's see how many accents we can get through this evening.
Done 2 in 2 sentences.
I also would love to know her name before we keep discussing.
Okay.
Would I possibly recognize her?
Okay, so
If she's the kind of person that has a coachman as staff, then she might be a woman of high society.
which perception, please, then, Mr. Chamberlain?
I have perception.
Yeah.
I also have high society, although my perception is better.
I can just
Okay.
imagine the conversation now. We both have coachman. We have so much in common.
We are meant to be.
Yes, so let me see now. I think it says here.
I'm not going to say anything.
Of course, we've got so much in common. We're rich. We've got coachmen, and we deal in stolen merchandise. What's not to love?
Well, you
Most
haven't told her that
importantly,
bit.
we're rich.
Okay, so how did you roll, Ronnie?
Am I doing perception? Yeah.
Yeah.
Any black die on that, or just a straight up?
No, just a straight roll.
Four successes.
Nice.
4 successes. Nice.
Yes.
Okay, so you recognise her then because through her husband. Her husband's called Benjamin Parsons. And he usually spends most of his time working on various projects. He's a technologist, and he's currently out of the country in at a convention in the Empire of Brazil.
Oh, Mrs. Parsons, isn't it?
Yes, Jacqueline Parsons.
Ah. So wonderful to make your acquaintance. I do believe I spoke to your husband some years ago. He was looking for patrons with regards to a trip to South America. Whatever became of that?
He's in South America at the moment.
Oh, so he did find patrons then. I'm afraid I was I was not in funds. I was dealing with a small addiction problem. I was buying rather expensive art.
Well, may I know your name, sir?
My name is Chamberlain, Nathanial Chamberlain.
I'm afraid my husband has not mentioned you.
Well, I'm one of those unmentionable people.
I take it Becky's still got a shotgun pointed at
Oh,
me.
yes.
Okay.
In fact, at some point whilst walking in, I'd likely have reloaded that one of the barrel I fired, to be honest.
That's a point. Where is Thaddeus right now? Is he still in the room with us, or
they've slumped him down in the kitchen at the first chair he could sit in. If you want to, you can all be standing in the kitchen around the table so Becky can keep an eye on him.
Now, this lady here seems to be suggesting that you have pilfered certain items. Are there any portraits or object art amongst them? I'm always keen to expand my collection.
Well, no, we just rob people on the street. We don't break into buildings.
Well, it's always. I have an eye for a good bargain. Perhaps there's something there that might.
What is it you want?
Okay, Marcus, watch this.
I want to have a look through what you have requisitioned lately so that I may collect the items, return it to the person who has hired me.
And you'll leave us alone then?
yes, Nathaniel, we will.
I
was.
She looks around at you. And oh, okay, that's good. I'll read all those too.
No, yours
Okay.
bad.
So she thinks about it for a second, and she says, "Right then, you better follow me to the basement." And she goes over and she takes a set of keys out of her waistline and unlocks the door, the cellar door.
That was the most unconvincing diversion ever.
And starts walking down the stairs. And when she's at the bottom, she lights some gas lamps in the basement.
I remember being brought down to a basement one time. It was a rather spiffing time. I didn't really like the ferrets, though.
Who's going to stay up here and mind the orc?
I still have my brass knuckles.
Okay.
So it just takes a second to pop her chin out.
She moves over to one side of the room you're in at the bottom of the stairs, and she goes to unlock another door, taking a set of keys from her waist again. Can Lawrence, Archibald, and Nathaniel, can you roll me wits perception, please?
Yes.
Perception. Just a second. Any black dice?
Yeah, 3 black dice for this.
How many?
I have hypersensitive hearing.
I very much do not.
Yeah, that's not going to help.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 and 1 again.
1 and 1.
Fucking hell.
Oh. Okay, and then 3 black dice, yeah? Okay, and yeah. So just to clarify then, because I'm also hard of hearing, so this is more kind of
It's visual.
around, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So I got 5 successes.
Wow, excellent. So as she moves her little jacket aside to get these keys from her belt again, from a waistline, you notice the handle of something sticking into her waistline, Lawrence, and you recognise it.
Is it a cane?
No, it's not a cane. You recognise it as an electric pistol.
Uh-huh. Okay, as in she's sort of reaching for it.
Her hand is next to it, but as she seems to be going for keys, but her hand is next to this pistol.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think I just say to a very deadpan, do you have a license for that electric pistol trying to be concealed upon your person?
And she stops and she looks over her shoulder at you and she says, no, not an actual license. No, not one you could actually show to somebody.
Write down on my notepad.
You have very keen eyes.
Perhaps it's better you just put that on the side for now. I say, making figurative click-clunk sounds. And
she'll draw it out of her waistband and drop it on a crate next to the door. And she says, "You've nothing to worry about. I'd be keen to actually just get rid of you and have this whole thing done and out of the way."
Absolutely. Prefer to keep it civil myself.
Yeah.
And
this is two sentences she's now said that now fills me with dread. The first one was, "I need to take you down to the basement."
Mm-hmm.
The second one is, "No, I now need. I just want to get rid of you and be done with it." This is not instilling confidence.
So she unlocks this second door and you go into this room. She lights more gas lights. And this is a bit of a workshop, a bit of a storeroom. There's some weapons on one wall. You can see some gas masks hanging up. You can see across the bench, Lawrence, so you've probably noticed that there's this is where they're actually constructing these grenades in this room as well, on the workbench. And there's some glass jugs and things bubbling away with mushrooms and things in them, bubbling away, actually creating the actual substance. And she says, "Well, Here's our little hideaway. She says, "I will get the items," and she walks over to a cupboard. And she opens up this big wardrobe, and in there's stuff hanging up, coats and hats and scarves, silk scarves, and there's some canes, and there's there's a drawer with like pistols and watches and paper clips, so money clips and all sorts of things, and jewelry, necklaces,
Okay.
rings.
So we look through and we obviously don't see the cane there, yeah?
You do see the cane there, yes.
We do? Wait,
Yes.
hang on, that's a plot twist. I didn't expect to actually find it.
Yeah.
The cane is there, as described to you by Sir Richard.
Okay, I grabbed the cane. That's the only thing he lost, wasn't it, that he cared about?
Yeah, that's the only thing he cared about. That's the only thing he wanted back, yeah.
Yeah, although there was Dr. Jones who got mugged as well.
Yeah, but I don't recall if anything specific was mugged from
What room?
was stolen from him. I believe it was just money.
I think he just
No,
he just lost money, yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah,
there was
so
a ring.
Oh, it was a ring, actually, you're right. It was a ring. It was his from his university or something, wasn't
Yes.
Right,
Mm,
so we grab the
sentimental
cane,
value more
the
than
ring, and 2 clips of money. I don't bother checking which. Right, I'm not counting them. I'm just going to grab 2 of the clips of money.
Oh, I have written it down here. Yeah, diamond pin and pocket watch.
Oh, don't people.
That was the lawyer, Dirk Pitt, and then Dr. Thaddeus Jones, another Thaddeus. Stole his pocket watch and a ring.
Okay, well then that's what we get back.
Whilst they're doing that, I'm looking at some of the necklaces and jewelry and appraising them for value.
Yeah, it's all quite high class stuff, actually. It's quite a bit of money.
Cause I got a skilling appraisal.
Do you want to roll your skill in appraisal?
Yeah, I do. Do I have to put any black dice on this?
No, it's right there in front of you under no pressure. Just see how successful you are with it.
Seriously?
You're hallucinating from the mushrooms.
I rolled 6 dice. I got 1 success.
Yeah, so all you can tell from that is that it is worth, some of that stuff is worth quite a lot of money. Very high class stuff, mostly from men, actually, not so much stolen from women, but mostly from male sort of stuff.
I don't believe we're here to put them out of business, though, are we? So I'm just interested in recovering the
as soon
stuff that was lost.
as soon as her back is turned or distracted, I'm going to place a couple of these nice items in my pocket.
Of course you are.
Okay, do you have like a sleight of hand or a thieving roll?
I've got conceal.
Okay, see if you can conceal some items.
We got a way for curing kleptomaniacs, you know.
And she is going to.
I'm not a kleptomaniac.
One.
I'm just a thief.
Just acting like one.
I'm
Cover.
I'm not a kleptomaniac. I just work like one. 3 successes.
Okay, you beat her successes then. Okay, so you managed to pilfer a handful of stuff. And she says to you, "Is that all you've come for? Is that it now?
Aye, that's right.
Are we going to agree to go our own way and you
Not here
forget
to
about it?"
shut you down. If that were the case, your place would already be on fire.
Yeah, thing is also, Madam Parsons, that you may continue doing what you are now doing, but if you manage to some of our acquaintances, we may have to see each other again. And thing is that maybe it will be us, maybe it'll be some other people less keen to talking than us. So.
Well, just have to be more careful, won't we? Okay, so
I would
Sounds
suggest.
about
I would
smart.
suggest a holiday.
if you want to go about your business, we'll go about ours.
Yes. Shall we?
Okay. So you can leave the house back to
Okay, I'm gonna
your
go do
carts
my
and carriage.
Yep.
And should we take a break?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Just
Excellent.
want to
fire.
say, if those shrooms had come from Wales, they would have set fire to the house.
Okay.
And on that note,
Okay.
I am.
You're practicing. No, you've not been practicing.
Practicing what?
Your accent.
I have not.
Told you last
I
time.
can do absolutely any accent by accident.
We're gonna get you videos of an old comic called Jethro.
Oh, is he? No. I've heard of him. I don't think I ever
Yeah,
watched him.
I never really watched him. I'd seen little clippets of him. I don't know whether he was funny or not because I can't remember the clips. What I do remember is the very strong Cornish accent he had.
You can always search YouTube for Cornish King.
No such thing.
Colonel King, sorry, Colonel King. Okay. Everybody back.
Yes.
So you arrive back outside the house on the pavement by your carts and carriage. What are you going to do?
Well, I'd quite like to go back to the market and pick up my cart, and then we'll meet back at the commune.
Okay.
I think that seems logical to me.
Commune.
The frying
Pub.
pan pub.
The frying pan. A pub.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, you can do that. So we'll skip past that bit then. So the three of you, Lawrence, Archibald, and Nathaniel, you arrive at the frying pan way before Miss Roscar because she's obviously had to go back to the market first.
Well, I'd rather hope I'd get a lift.
Oh, so no, my carriage is good enough for you.
I beg your pardon. I never said it wasn't. I thought it'd be more useful to have two. Besides which, mine came with this, which turned out to be useful.
So yeah, okay, you can get this back. You arrive at the frying pan at the same time, and you go inside, and Harry's drinking at the bar. He's got a glass of porter. He's sipping away at, and he turns to you and says, "Ah, you've got the walking stick, I see.
Oi, and your other bits.
Right, you need to take that over to Sir Archibald, Sir Richard. He's in the clinic in Pennington Street.
What about the other stuff from the other bloke? Didn't realise this quest would have multiple waypoints.
Oh, well, I never asked you to get that. I mean, if you want to return that stuff, it's up to you.
Where's he then?
Where's who, sorry?
Well, the other guy.
Probably working at the hospital.
Oh, that guy, yeah, sorry, he's at the hospital, London Hospital.
Right then.
That's the guy you saw at the hospital, isn't it?
Is it? I don't remember.
Yeah. Yeah, the watch, chain, and ring. That was the guy from the hospital. Or watch and ring. And and Sir Richard works at this Pennington Street, which is a converted warehouse clinic.
Mm-hmm. Well, I suggest we do the hospital one first, because when we go to the clinic, there's going to be a whole other quest.
What about our money, Harry?
Well, he will pay you when you get there.
And then will you leave me alone?
Wow, it's, you've been quite successful at this. You might be very useful to us.
Over my dead body.
That can be arranged too. So I suggest you get over there and return Dr. Johnson's. Oh, not Dr. Johnson, is it?
Dr. Jones.
No, what's he called? I can't remember what he's called now.
Yeah, Dr. Jones.
Is it Jones? Is it? It's not.
Yeah, that is Jones.
Or Jones or Albertson.
Not Jones. Sorry, yeah, Jones. I was thinking you better return Sir Albertson's cane to him if you want to get paid.
Right, you are then.
Yeah, you call him Dr. Jones, GM.
So you can drop off at London Hospital first if you want, and he's very pleased to have his stuff back. He says he owes you a favour now.
Yes.
Didn't expect to see any of that stuff again.
You're most welcome, although I don't remember who you are.
And you carry on to Limehouse, to this converted warehouse, where Sir Richard is running his clinic. And you can see it's quite a large waiting room. It's quite full of people, kids, and all quite sick and coughing. They look quite bad. Some injuries that have been badly bandaged. Obviously, just waiting to see the doctor. As you come in, there's someone else there in a white coat who looks quite surprised when you four walk in, and he says, "We don't normally see people quite so well dressed here. There doesn't appear to be anything wrong with you. Can I assume you've come to volunteer?"
Bubonic plague.
We don't want him today, thank you.
Yeah, we're here to see. What's his name again?
Dr. Robertson.
Sir Richard.
Yes. We're here to see
Sir Richard. He's just finishing up with a patient at the moment. He's in the consulting room at the back.
Tell me, how much do you charge the people here for consultation?
It's free. We don't charge these people. We're running this as a volunteer clinic.
I write I get a piece of paper or something, and I write one of my town addresses on the back. Come see me in a week or so. I may be willing to give you a small endowment to help with your fine work here.
Well, that would be very good. I say we're always underfunded, as you can imagine.
Bloody typical show off.
I'm not quite sure the size of the endowment yet. I'll be able to tell you in due course. Otherwise known as, I'm going to sell the stuff I nicked from that woman. I'm going to use the profits to pay for this clinic.
I'd like to hand them a business card of mine, saying them that I'm an alienist, that I'm willing to take some pro bono cases. As for
that is excellent.
As
You can
for
always
the
do with more help.
volunteering part.
He looks
And
expectantly at Lawrence and Miss Roscar.
I hand over my business card and I say, "There's mushrooms in all of Cornwall. Ever you need any? Skills a card."
Oh, maybe we could make some soup for the for the hospitalised people. Yes, well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. And as you're saying this to him, the door opens up and there's Sir Richard comes out, and he's with a woman and her child, and he's saying to the woman that you shouldn't allow him anywhere near the sewers. That's a very bad break he's had, and it's a very dangerous place. He shouldn't be allowed anywhere near the sewers. If he falls in and hits his head, he's gonna drown in some pretty nasty stuff. And she thanks him, and they leave. And he sees you. He says, "Oh, do you have news about my cane?"
Aye.
Yeah, we got better than that.
"Oh, please come in." And he beckons you into the consulting room. And in there is a nurse, just him and a nurse in there.
Well, that's good. We outnumber our ally 2-1.
Well, yeah, can't be careful. Sudden or inevitable betrayals.
Lines I never thought I'd hear in a game. We outnumber our ally 2-1.
So he says, what news do you have? He says.
We get out the cane and his watch and all the rest.
Oh, that is fantastic. Thank you very much for that. Oh, I thought I'd never see this again. Oh, this is wonderful, wonderful. And he dips into his coat and pulls out his wallet and he's passing around the £5 notes to you. Can everybody roll me a presence plus empathy roll, please?
You assume that my character has empathy. Oh, I have a little bit. Okay.
Any black dice?
Yes, 3.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Well, this is going to be fun.
Black dice, which is it that counts?
6.
It is.
Ah,
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, I had one of each. I just wanted to check.
definite no.
No.
-1.
-1.
I
Oh
got
my good grief.
I got 2 successes.
Woohoo!
Archibald
so-
can keep campaign going for us.
No, just 1. Sorry. I fucked up. Just 1 success. And I missed what Becky said.
It's just a joke saying because we all failed. It was like, oh, Archibald can keep the campaign going.
Yep.
No. No,
The
I
only
don't
At least you
success.
succeeded, though.
So as he passes out the notes to you, I suppose Lawrence might be checking it's real. And
Well, no, I'm more than likely just badgering him. Now you will tell Harry to leave me alone, won't you?
well, I mean, I've got no other jobs for Cobblestone Club. I mean,
I
I'm
have a
done.
feeling I have a feeling trying to hire our esteemed colleague here, you may come up a bit short.
But actually, Archibald, as he turns away from you and he faces the nurse, you see him. He grips the cane really sort of tightly, and he looks at her and he goes. And
Now
they
that-
exchange a glance between each other at the same time.
Now that you got your cane back, could you tell us the story about said cane? The real story.
Yes, this cane, it was given to me by my late wife.
I must have stuttered. I said the real story.
Oh, it's a very special cane. It enables me to diagnose injuries. It's got a magic properties.
He did
Bullshit.
mention that.
You must permit you must forgive my associate here, Doctor. We've had a very trying day. There's been chases and escapes and
Warrants.
foot injuries and all kinds of noise and bloodshed and
So what did you do then?
the possibility of violence. It's been a very trying day, but he does pose an important question. Everything you've just said in response there was everything you told us during your initial preamble when you hired us for this particular job. I must insist on my colleague's behalf that you do give us the real story.
Oh, what do you mean? That is the real story.
Uh-huh.
And the nurse will just step forward and says, "Sir Richard, we have a waiting room full of needy people. We really need to be seeing the next person."
Doctor, you remember the deal we made?
Which was,
I would forgo my fee, but you would owe me a favor.
oh yes, certainly I do. Yes.
I'm calling that favor in.
And what you need to know.
I'd like you to answer honestly and truthfully to my friend's question. He's not buying your sentimental attachment to that walking stick. And I have to say, your evasion is rather edging me towards my associate's position.
Okay. That's going to be a.
I wasn't expecting to cash that in just quite yet, but just good a way of.
Let me just have a quick look here. Okay, so that's going to be 1, 2. I'm just rolling some dice a second. That's going to be that. Okay, so that's. Okay, could you all roll me a? This is going to be interesting. This is an opposed roll. Then it's going to be, depending on what you want to do. The nurse steps forward, pushes the doctor back, and pulls out a pepperbox pistol.
Oh.
Oh no, I'm smacking her in the mouth.
Is she really doing this in such a confined space?
She is. So it's going to be dexterity, and depending on what you want to do, either a weapon, improvised weapon, dodge, firearms, depending on what you want to do.
Yeah.
Well, I do have my sword cane with me, so I could easily, without taking the blade out, I could easily sort of whack her arm with the cane.
Okay.
Toss a chair at her.
You're going to throw a chair at her, so that'll be dex, improvised weapons for Becky.
I'm going with
sword cane
punching
for
her in
Ronnie.
the face.
Right. That at least gives me a few more dice.
And she says in a very accented voice, her voice changes as she says, I suggest you get back and leave now.
One success.
2 successes.
Ooh. Okay, I got 3 6s, 1 1. So I'm rolling. Okay.
That's 4 successes before we even start.
Yeah, I got 5.
That'll do.
5.
Any black dice? I didn't roll anyone.
Yeah, there'll be 3 black dice.
Okay.
That
so I
changes
got
things.
5
sorry.
successes.
1 success on the chair.
1
Okay,
success.
4 total.
Oh, yeah, that counts
on
us
the-
out.
1 success.
Okay.
4 on the punch.
So she rolled 7 successes.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And
So,
she-
can we claim we're all piling in at this point?
We
can,
outnumber our allies 3-2.
Jesus.
Yes, she manages to dodge your sword swipe and re-levels the pepperbox pistol at you and says in a heavily accented voice, "Back up, let us out."
Do I recognize the accent?
You do. It is Russian.
Oh, comrade.
Jesus fuck.
Back up now before I fire. And she pulls the head thing that the nurses wore about that off.
Well, then it's serious business if she's doing that.
Yes, she does.
I believe that standard operating procedure should apply here. I believe that as it is a woman who's standing in front of us, I think it's a woman that should deal with the problem. I think we should all stand behind Mrs. Roscar.
That's
We
not.
haven't got my gun.
I'd like to change
Where
our
is your
standard
bloody gun?
operating procedure. Where's your fucking broom when you need it?
Why would I bring it in here?
Create more work for them?
I'm just raising my hand.
Okay. So are you gonna back up in that bank? She says,
Question.
Come on, Sir Richard. We have to leave.
Is the door to his little office open or ajar?
Shut.
It's shut. Okay. Okay. In that case, this is a bit of a long shot, but I'm gonna open the door enough so I can shout out to all the people in the waiting room, and I'd quite like to use my bowl, if I can, to basically try and convince them. Sir Richard is shutting his doors early today. He's not caring about you enough that he can fit you in today. In order for them to kind of get angry and, keep them in.
Okay, so if you could roll me a presence plus. What have we got? Charm? Not really charm, is it?
I've got bull.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, bull. What's the accent? Okay. That is no. That's nothing. Wow.
Okay, so they it will work to a certain extent. People will get up and sort of start coming. They won't be trying to force their way through the doors you perhaps would have hoped, but there are people now blocking the way between the room you're in and the outside.
That was the idea.
She says,
our exit.
she says, "What did you do that for?"
To stop you from leaving.
We are leaving anyway, she says, and she fires into the ceiling, around into the ceiling, to make everybody scatter.
How much ammo does that thing hold?
A pepper box holds 4.
Is it 4?
So she's down to 3. Okay, one of us lives.
And she grabs the doctor. She grabs the doctor by the shoulder and starts dragging him towards the door. She's not holding the gun on him. She's still pointed the gun squarely at you.
I'm going to grab the cane if I can, and then try to jump behind the desk.
Okay, so do me it'll be dex and some sort of grapple, wouldn't it? There's be fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs.
And she's going to do a dex dodge, which I don't think she has anything in. Does she have anything in
Good,
dodge?
because I only got 1 success because I have none in that.
He has
Just
dex, but no dodge. Are you rolling 3 black on that as well?
Oh. Oh.
Well, she didn't get anything either. She both was cracking each other.
That was my black roll.
Oh.
Ouch.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, so you fumble for a bit, but she comes away with it. She comes in and grabs the cane from Sir Richard and then starts actually separating herself from Sir Richard. She actually starts moving backwards, leaving him behind in the room. All of you stay there. And she moves to the door and she tries to open it behind her and move out.
You're not going to get very far. Look at how quickly we tracked it down the first time. Don't even know where we did it yet. For as long as you got that cane, we will find you.
You may try, and as she'll try and close the door to shut you in.
There's nothing you can do to get off my country.
And she'll make a bolt for the street.
Go to the door.
You go to the door, and as you open it, you see her just leaving the building.
You've got some explaining to do, Mr. Whatever your name is.
Sir Richard.
Isn't he going away with her?
Apparently not.
No. She backed out by herself, right?
Yeah.
She's run off, yeah. She's run off by herself with the cane. What are you going to do? You chasing her or not?
I'm chasing her.
You're going to chase her. Anyone else chasing her? Or you staying behind
Yes,
Sir
because
Richard?
I can get my carriage to go after her, if nothing else.
I mean, assuming that we did a 2-carriage thing here, then my shotgun would be on my carriage, so I suppose I could take part in the chase, but I don't want to lose this. We need to talk to
No,
this doctor.
we need him. We need him. One of us has got to stay behind him.
Is there a phone in this clinic?
Not in this day and age, no.
Okay. Well then, if the other two of you are staying, then I'll be inclined just to poke my head out and see if there's like a phone box like on the street or something.
Okay. Yeah, you can see one further up the street, away from the direction that she turned.
Yeah, that's fine. I
Okay,
just
who's staying with the doctor to ask him questions, and who's running?
well, I'm gonna make a quick phone call and then come straight back to the clinic. I'm not gonna bother chasing.
Okay.
If you leave him, he's going to bolt.
Archibald was the first out. He declared for he
Okay.
was intent of chasing straight away.
And Nathaniel, are you staying or running?
Well, if you're not staying, I will.
Well, I was thinking if I run, I can get my gun. So at least if we catch her up, there's a chance we can do something.
In that case, I'll stay. I
Okay.
want verbals with the doctor.
She's heading deeper into Limehouse towards the river. You notice. You jump on your Archibald. Are you chasing by foot? Or are you going on the cart with Mrs. Roscar?
This nurse is going away by foot.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm following her by foot.
You follow her by foot. Okay. So
that I don't lose contact with her.
Mrs. Roscar is behind you at the moment because obviously you have to climb on your car and get your shotgun out and ready and then start off.
Yeah.
Okay. By the time you're ready to start actually moving, Lawrence has reached the telephone box.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going to call?
Actually, I beg your pardon. I'm going to make two quick phone calls. First one to the police and give a description of this presumably woman in white with a pistol and stuff and a cane.
Mm-hmm.
But also I'm going to phone the nearest station, whether it's Limehouse or somewhere else, just to say if she tries to get away by rail, to make sure that you'd stop her or delay her or what have you.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. It's not a problem. The police said they'll have someone there as soon as possible. Meanwhile, Nathaniel, what are you going to do to Sir Richard?
At this point, the blade, the sword is out the cane.
Okay.
Put the point of the blade, because they're not really stabbing weapons. You're not really slashing weapons. They're quite potent.
He backs up against the examination table.
Please take a seat. Preferably not the chair that we threw, because that's going to be a little overturned. Please take a seat.
He does sit down, and you can see he's looking quite distressed. Now,
Doctor, we went to an inordinate amount of trouble and no end of grief procuring that item for you, and it would seem it wasn't quite the heartfelt, sentimental piece that you were leading us to believe, which, bless you, which I... Clearly, we can hear the sneezing from some of the people outside in the waiting room. I'm a little upset. Now, you can deal with me and answer my questions fairly and honestly, with a semblance of honor that you may still have, to someone who is merely slightly upset. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'm going to have to hand you over to Mrs. Roscar, who I can assure you has taken pissed off to a whole new level.
Well, I'm doing it for the good of the poor in England, the whole country.
Yes, that doesn't quite explain why your nurse suddenly started speaking with a Russian accent and pointing a revolver at us. There's a bit of a leap between that and your ideology. Let's fill in the gaps, shall we?
I don't believe you're actually going to harm me. You're too much of a gentleman.
Yeah, I smack him one.
Oh,
Just backhand him.
okay. How much damage do you do with your backhand? Have you got? Is that something you've actually got there as a skill, or?
No. Oh
It
God,
isn't,
no!
okay.
It's just fisticuffs.
Okay, so yeah, you give him his lip cut, catches his tooth, and you give him a cut lip, and a little bit of blood trickles down.
Now,
And it,
hurts, doesn't it? Getting slapped in the face.
okay, the cane is actually the cane is what I say it is. It is a magical cane. It was given to me by my late wife, but it is hollowed out, and inside there are some things that have come into my possession that maybe would aid the Russians in the Crimean War.
At this point, as he's sitting down, I actually have the point of the blade resting on his crotch.
Ooh. Well, you see, don't know if you've heard of the Thundercloud proposal. It's a secret weapon being developed by the British. They're going to deploy in Crimea. But with this new plan, it only strengthens the call for conscription within Britain. And of course, it's the poor that is going to be conscripted to die in the battlefields of Crimea by their thousands. The only way to stop this, I believe, is to even the odds.
What do you know of this thundercloud?
It's let's say it's like a secret weapon that Britain is working on.
And how did you come by this information?
How did you come by?
A Cornish man
Yes.
puts into my head.
Yes, so it's let me see. How did he do that? I'm part of a member of a London guild, prominent London guild that's come up with the plan. We've devised a magical matrix that could make the British aerostats invisible and aid them to fly behind enemy lines and bomb with complete impunity.
So,
As you can believe, this will end up in untold deaths.
I believe you. I believe that if this weapon exists, it will be devastating. However,
The proposal plans are contained within the cane.
Did it not occur to you that perhaps another option was to find some way of sabotaging this weapon rather than adding to the destruction? You do realize that if your plan succeeds, all that's going to happen is mass casualties on both sides. You don't stop war or bloodshed by adding more casualties rather than fewer.
I don't believe that. I believe that if the Russians had this as well, they'd be in a stalemate position again.
Do you honestly see this great nation the United Kingdom in any way falling for a stalemate.
And at this point, he sort of breaks down and sort of like starts sniveling a little bit. And I didn't know what to do. I had to do something.
Perhaps it would have been behoove of you if you had access to those plans to find people capable of sabotaging this thundercloud rather than creating more havoc with your cane.
Yes, perhaps it wasn't the best course of action I've taken, but
Or just simply destroy the plans.
I'm all for anarchy. What you're talking about is absolute nonsense.
the plans could have been recreated.
Things can be changed. Plans can be altered, amended in such subtle ways that a cursory inspection may not reveal them, but in a heat of battle, that weakness could be exploited. The thundercloud would be useless.
Okay, going back to the other two for a second. Archibald, you're chasing down the street after the nurse.
Yes.
Suddenly she stops, turns, and levels the gun at you and fires. Are you gonna? We're gonna dodge. You're gonna keep running. If you keep running, you'll catch up with her. If you dodge, then obviously she gets a little bit further ahead again. Meanwhile, you can hear a horse clattering up the street behind you.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll try and tackle her.
Okay, you can try and tackle her. Okay, let me just roll for her shot first then. Only 3. That's good. That's 3.
Good for
Okay.
you or for me?
For me.
No.
And
Hey, right, it's a clinic round the corner.
So that's 3. That's 3. So 3 successes on her shot. So do you want to? You can roll me a dodge, just to see if she does hit you. Oh, she does hit you because you're going to tackle her, aren't you? So she tackles. Where's my? Six. Where is the damage on her pistol? Which is. Okay, so that's going to be a 2 pips damage on your damage bar at the bottom. If you see on your bottom of your character sheet, you have the health dice.
Okay.
2 pips on one of those dice. You're colouring or uncolored. Are they coloured? You've got them coloured in currently.
Yeah, I'm coloring them.
Okay, colouring 2.
Okay.
2 dots. Okay, but you
do
do.
I have to roll something to tackle her, or I just
do. You now need to. What have you got? Are you just going to throw yourself at her, or are you going to? Is it going to be like a what should you call it? Fisticuffs.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that because I got 2 in fisticuffs.
Okay, dexterity and fisticuffs. Put the
How many black dice?
3.
Okay. For fuck's sake. 1 success.
1 success. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I got 3 and 2.
You do close the distance on her. She does hit you in the arm, which does spin you a little bit. So when you actually do get her to grab her, you manage to grab her arm, but she tries to twist out of that by. There's only 1. That's not good. Oh, one success. Yes, so you've got her held by the wrist by our gun arm.
Okay. If I'm allowed to do anything else, I'll try and punch her in the face.
Okay, give me another fisticuffs roll.
Any black dice?
That'd be 3 as well.
Okay. It's always 3, basically.
Just for this level, the harder it gets, the more black dice you roll.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So when Becky arrives on a cart and leaps off the moving vehicle,
Nah, it's a -1.
6. A -1. Okay.
Yes.
So you miss. She twists away from you, and you just sort of swing because I take you've got hold of her with your right hand, and you swing your left, which is not your best, and you miss her. Becky, you climb up the street, and you can see her shoot at Archibald, and you see his a spray of blood from his arm, but he grabs hold of her, makes a swing, and misses. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm going to be riding my carriage with one hand, and I'm going to pull out the shotgun with the other.
See, yeah, this is going to be 6 black dice.
And I'm going to pull up next to them.
Okay.
Because the shotguns have intimidation factors, see?
They do. Okay.
And I'm going to explain that I have the bigger gun.
So, explain. You've got the bigger gun. What's your intimidation then?
Oh.
Have you got an intimidate roll?
Well, I've got presence.
It'll be presence and intimidate or something like that. When you want intimidate, yeah.
Oh, I got a 6 and a 1. So that's 2, and then presumably 3 black dice.
Remember to re-roll the 6.
I did.
Okay. Yep, 3.
And then 3 black dice. Okay, I got 2.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so
Intimidate by 2.
she stops struggling and looks up to the into the barrels of this the double barrel shotgun, and she stops struggling and sort of like lowers her arm, holding the gun, and Archibald sort of goes down with her. And she says, "You won't stop us. We will get this information."
What information's that then?
Well, you don't even know what you're doing.
Probably not. Tell you what though, we'll have the bloody cane back. Seems to all be about that.
Yeah, I'm snatching the cane out of her hands.
Okay, you take the cane.
I still want to smack her in the mouth with that, but I refrain from doing that.
Because she shot you.
You're guessing,
Yes.
because I'm not slow, that you're probably some kind of Russian spy, aren't you?
I'm not saying anything.
Bloody Tsarists.
What are you going to...
Outside the revolution came and saw to all you monarchist types.
You're not going to win. You're not going to win in the Crimea. With or without this, we will triumph.
It's a bloody walking stick. What are you talking about?
You don't even know what you've got.
Then again,
we got Florence Nightingale. Best mathematician in the land.
What are you going to do with me now?
Well, I suppose we'll turn you into the police as a Russian spy. Better do that then. I'll shoot the air to summon a policeman. Oh, hang on. No, I won't do that because I can't do that within 100 yards of a road legally.
yeah,
Goddamn licensing laws.
I tell you, Becky, to keep an eye on her, and I'll fetch some help from the road.
Oi.
Okay,
I'm going to have to
so
very surreptitiously unload this very quickly when a copper arrives.
okay, so the police, you hear police whistles in the distance because someone has conscientiously called the police already.
Oh wow, how convenient.
And as you start walking back towards the to the clinic, the police actually arrive and catch up with you. Is that a broom under your coat, or are you just police?
I melt into the back. Oh, is that a men's suit shop next door? I need a men's suit for something.
Okay, so you hand her over to the police. What are you going to do with the cane?
Since
I-
she
Actually, you get back to the clinic. Hand her over to the police. What are you doing with the cane?
Sorry, Becky, I interrupted you. You were saying something.
Well, I was just going to say we're not suspicious of it even coming apart and having things inside. So, like, we just take it with us, and presumably we'll bump into the others before taking any actual action ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, she said she was retrieving information. Since we know that shit can be hidden inside of canes, we might as well try and find a way to unscrew it or just pop it open.
Yeah. So I mean, Nathaniel knows the ins and outs of the cane, what's in it, but you can unscrew the top and a set of documents come out. Top secret and classified, eyes only written all over it.
Okay. We get to the clinic and then we have a good look at them.
Okay, so yes, they are the missing Thundercloud papers.
Well, imagine this is very useful evidence for prosecuting her, isn't it?
It is.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah,
are you turning Sir Robert in as well? Sir Richard, I mean, sorry.
I don't think so.
I mean, if he was the one to leak the information, yes, I'm turning him in. Don't give a shit.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, Player Me has a feeling that that was all planned and that the rendezvous was all, done. It wasn't just she just, arrived and tried to steal it or anything.
Yeah, everything was arranged.
Mm.
So maybe she convinced him to hand over the files somehow. Because you said, Phil, that he worked on them in some
He
sort
did.
of fashion.
Yeah,
He was part of a magical guild in London that's actually developed this thing.
Yeah, fuck off. I'm handing him over.
Yeah,
He's
but
been leaking.
look what he does for the poor people, like.
Yes. Don't care.
If he gets hanged, he won't be able to do that no more.
All right. He was also willing to sell confidential military secrets to a foreign country that might abuse them against us. They told us Crimea, but could have been London as far as we're concerned.
Could have been anyone. I mean,
Yes.
it's
I don't give a flying fuck what he does as a profession. He's a criminal.
If the police find out we didn't turn him in and we knew what the stick contained.
With him.
Well, if you're going to hand the documents over, the police go and know where they came from.
Boy, well, I suppose so.
I mean, they'll be investigating.
You're going to take over his clinic, though, right?
I am. Why?
Because these people need help.
Yes, but I'm not a physician. I have no...
Oh,
I'm not
I thought you
that-
were.
No, I'm not.
before the police arrive. Whilst I'm still interrogating him, and whilst his manhood is still in the hazard, because I have the tip of my blade at it. I am going to ask him for his contacts.
She was my contact, Katerina.
You're a member of a guild. I want your contact.
Oh, the contact of the guild. Okay. Well, the guild is a British. They're working for the government, so working for the British government.
Did you meet anyone else other than your nurse with regards to this piece of?
No. But she was going to get us both out of the country. Apparently, there's a Russian sub. There's a Russian sub in the Thames.
That's information that would be interesting. And when were you leaving on this submersible?
As soon as we had the papers. That's where she was trying to take me. We were going to go down to the Thames on the sub and do Russia.
You know where?
Well, we're going to meet a ship in the North Sea.
No, where in the Thames?
Oh, some just down at the Limehouse docks.
I so want to end him in.
I think perhaps we should. Maybe a quick call to the Admiralty.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
fuck him. We're rending him in and tossing the key.
Okay, you hand him in. Okay. So,
As Phil suddenly realizes his entire campaign is just shot into like 3 sessions.
not at all. Not at all.
It's my stubborn lawfulness rubbing off on them.
Yeah, just that's fine. That's fine. Not a problem.
I'll see the pee coming out from him being nervous.
So yeah, he does get arrested.
Yeah.
An inspector takes the papers from you and leads them both away. They go, what are they called? Black Mariah?
You what?
What?
Black Mariah. It's the police van, the black police van with the used to take prisoners away. And never heard
I
of
had
that?
a fancy name. I know what you mean.
Yeah. They lock him in that and they take him away, and the inspector takes the documents away.
Yeah, this one. Black Maria. Yeah.
The Admiralty is informed about the sub, and that is caught trying to leave the Thames estuary with three sailors on board. One was a sailor, a pilot for the sub, and a marksman. So if she got to the river, you'd have had a face off against quite a lot of Russians. You get
Are you saying we would get sunk?
Yeah, got sunk. You get from saving the Thundercloud proposal from the Russians, you get 1 point of propriety. That's at the top in the middle there. You've got notoriety and propriety.
Oh yeah. Wait,
Okay, one in propriety. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Where are we?
On the character sheet, up at the top, in the middle. With
V.
the big V, yeah.
On the background of the character sheet, big V, and it's right there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What about propriety?
You do get you'll get put forward for medals. However, you've been told you have to keep this secret because they don't want anyone to know the circumstances. The government also gives you £10 each.
Wow.
Oh yeah, did we get the money from Sir Richard in the end? Yes, we did.
Yeah, he's already paid you that. Yeah.
Yeah, £5.
£15 cash at the minute,
Nah.
in addition to everything else.
I will be
Um,
donating that £10 to that clinic.
Okay.
No, I'm
Never know,
not.
they might be able to hire a doctor.
Exactly.
In the future, in the next couple of weeks, you read in the papers that Sir Richard's fears have actually come true, and the success of the Thundercloud operation has rekindled optimism in the war, and conscription is being stepped up. There's going to be debate in Parliament about how best to use this new secret weapon against the Russians. And you each get 3 experience points.
Mhm.
Right.
Oh, we killed a lot of people indirectly, didn't we?
Yeah.
Where do we put XP?
Might have been worse.
Might have been corporation.
That's a good question, Ronnie.
I'm writing it under assets
Yeah,
next to the money I just wrote down because there's no place for money as well.
It's not an obvious place for it, is there?
No, I'm just putting it in
What,
campaign.
for XP? I put it in
Yeah.
campaign.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
On leaving the clinic, where do you go after you leave the clinic?
I'm going home.
I need to
You
tend to
don't-
my railways, especially if conscription is going through the roof. I need to make sure there's enough trains
You do, yes.
operating.
Mrs. Roscar, where are you going?
Well, I am going to go and attend as many places as I can wearing my goddamn medal.
even though you better keep it secret, yeah. And Mr. Chamberlain.
Yeah, I'm going to go to my townhouse because, it's time to have a relaxing evening, a nice brandy, choice cigar. Well, not a choice cigar, filthy habit. A nice brandy, and just sit and relax to some.
Have a look at your nice trinkets.
Okay.
Yes, because that's going to be next on the agenda is fencing that stuff.
Oh yes, you want to know how much money that's worth as well, don't you?
I'm quite prepared to accept there is probably only a couple of quid's worth of stuff because I didn't have a chance to fully appraise them. But
Yeah, you can do that when you get back.
yeah.
As you reach your townhouse, there's an urchin sitting on the steps waiting for you to come home.
Hello, little boy.
And he says, "Are you Chamberlain, the geezer that lives here?"
I'm Mr. Chamberlain, yes.
Oh, good. I've got a message for you.
And he shoots you in the face.
I was about to say, if he even attempts to look like he's about to shoot or stab me, he's getting a smack with the back end of the cane.
It was hello from Moscow, bang. I mean,
Yeah.
From Russia with love.
he said, and he holds a piece of paper out towards you.
Take it from him.
And he said, before you take it from me, he snatches it back and goes, "She said you'd give me a shilling."
You hand me that paper over right now, boy, and if I like what I read, you might get more than a shilling.
That has very Rolf Harris vibes to it.
Wasn't the intention.
Especially when he said, "Hello, little boy."
Wasn't the intention. Take the note back from him.
So he takes the note back. Okay, and you read it, and it's from a Mrs. Henry Doyle requesting you meet her at her Kensington home on an urgent matter as soon as you're available.
Reach into my pocket, find a guinea, give it to the boy, and
"Well, thank you, mister." And he's off.
21 bloody shillings. He should be bloody happy.
He is happy, yeah. Probably straight down the pub for buying some gin. And that's where we'll leave it this time.
So
Okay.
Sherlock's wife, eh?
All right.
Mm.
I say.
Mm-hmm.
I'm intrigued.
Good game, good game. Thank you very much.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
that was-
Anytime.
that was
Thank you for
Thank you very
playing.
much,
Session. Thank you very much.
Yeah. I wondered if you get to the sub or not, actually. But I didn't know if Giorgio was actually going to actually tackle her in the street and maybe
Thank-
take the shot. And he
thank
did
God
what he did. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you took the risk and you got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got shot. Fucking hell.
Ah, it's just a flesh wound. There's a clinic on the. You know where the clinic is. It's got no doctors left, but well, there's the other guy, isn't there? He was a doctor.
Oh yeah, he owes me a favor because we gave his pen back.
Oh, there's that guy as well at the hospital. Yeah.
At the hospital, yeah, you
and-
got him London Hospital.
As is oft said of the period, physician heal thyself.
Mm. Yeah, so there you go. Excellent stuff. So next week
Mm.
we'll start the dragon in the smoke.
Oh no.
Given how literal the last titles turned out to be,
Mm.
Yeah, now I'm scared.
Yeah. It could be a very small dragon.
Like a lizard.
Well, no, like a little
A chameleon.
it'll be a ship in the clouds.
or a little wooden figure.
Oh yeah.
But yes, it just I did wonder about a ship.
Or it'll be like a play on like an opium den, Chinese stuff.
Mm.
Fuck it, I'm wanting some winged lizard thingy that we
Yeah, come on, let's make it a dragon. Do us a
Let's-
proper dragon, Phil. We demand a
let's-
dragon.
can. We want a dragon, damn it.
Gonna shotgun a dragon in the nostril.
Stick a shotgun rub his nostril. Yeah, very good.
Trust me, trust me, I've seen what happens when dragons get shotgunned up the nostril. It's quite funny, actually.
Yeah,
Well, I'm going to cut the broadcast.
excellent.
All right.
Well, thank you for playing. And thank you for watching.
Thank you.
As always.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.